Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajakachadrashta Uttarashata ISKCON BBT founder Acharya Divine Vishnu Abhay Charan Bhakti Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Shri Shri Radha Madhava Shakhi Vrinda Shriman Mahaprabhu Shri Shri Panchatattva Gaurnitai Shri Pralhana Shrimadev Shri Shri Mayapur Chandra Ki Jai Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarungyasya Kripa Sindhavaivacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnava Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Akam Karti Vacha Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter 26, Text number 21. This chapter entitled as Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevākhyam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevākhyam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vāsudevākhyam. Yat tat sattva-guṇaṁ svacchaṁ yat tat sattva-guṇaṁ svacchaṁ śāntaṁ bhagavataḥ padam śāntam bhagavataḥ padam yat āhuḥ vāsudevākhyaṁ yadāhur vāsudevākhyaṁ cittam tat mahat-ātmakam cittam tan mahad-ātmakam śāntam bhagavataḥ padam āhur vāsudevākhyaṁ cittam tan mahad-ātmakam Any Matajas? śāntam bhagavatam padam. Hare Krishna. Yat, which, tat, that, sattva-guṇaṁ, the mode of goodness, svacchaṁ, clear, śāntam, sober, bhagavataḥ, of the Personality of Godhead, padam, the status of understanding, yat, which, āhur, is called vāsudeva-ākhyam, by the name Vāsudeva, cittaṁ, consciousness, tat, that, mahat-ātmakam, manifest in the mahat-tattva. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The mode of goodness, which is the clear, sober status of understanding the Personality of Godhead, and which is generally called Vasudeva or consciousness, becomes manifest in the mahat-tattva. The Vasudeva manifestation or the status of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called pure goodness or shuddha sattva. In the shuddha sattva status, there is no infringement of the other qualities, namely passion and ignorance. In the Vedic literature, there is mention of the Lord's expansion as the four personalities of Godhead: Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. Here in the reappearance of the mahat-tattva, the four expansion of Godhead occur. He who is seated within as Supersoul expands first as Vasudeva. The Vasudeva stage is free from infringement by material desires and is the status in which one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the objective which is described in the Bhagavad Gita as Adbhuta. This is another feature of the mahat-tattva. The Vasudeva expansion is also called Krishna consciousness, for it is free from all tinges of material passion and ignorance. This clear state of understanding helps one to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vasudeva status is also explained in Bhagavad Gita as Kshetragya, which refers to the knower of the field of activities as well as the superknower. The living being who has occupied a particular type of body knows that body, but the superknower, Vasudeva, knows not only a particular type of body but also the field of activities in all the different varieties of bodies. In order to be situated in clear consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one must worship Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Krishna alone. When Krishna or Vishnu is alone, without the accompaniment of his internal energy, he is Vasudeva. When he is accompanied by his internal potency, he is called Dwarakadhisha. To have clear consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one has to worship Vasudeva. It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that after many, many births, one surrenders to Vasudeva. Such a great soul is very rare. In order to get release from the false ego, one has to worship Sankarshana. Sankarshana is also worshipped through Lord Shiva. The snakes which cover the body of Lord Shiva are representations of Sankarshana. And Lord Shiva is always absorbed in meditation upon Sankarshana. One who is actually a worshipper of Lord Shiva as a devotee of Sankarshana can be released from false material ego. If one wants to get free from mental disturbances, one has to worship Aniruddha. For this purpose, worship of the moon planet is also recommended in the Vedic literature. Similarly, to be fixed in one's intelligence, one has to worship Pradyumna, who is reached through the worship of Brahma. These matters are explained in Vedic literature. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Karati Machalam Om Bhayate Matrikatam Vandeshwar Vivintanam Hare Krishna. Yat tat sattva-guṇaṁ svacchaṁ śāntaṁ bhagavataḥ padam yad āhur vāsudevākhyaṁ cittam tan mahad-ātmakam. The mode of goodness, which is the clear, sober status of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and which is generally called Vasudeva consciousness, becomes manifest in the mahat-tattva. So, Vasudeva is pure consciousness. Sometimes it is also called as Vāsudeva and also Vasudeva. Sattvam shuddham Vasudeva shabditam. So, Sattam Shuddham. So, we know there are three modes of the material nature. These three modes are like three binding ropes by which the living entities are always tied up. We can also compare the three modes as three different colors. So, when the three modes, the living beings are tainted by these three modes, it's like the glasses are tainted with three colors. What happens? The vision becomes distorted. We don't see the actual color of the object. Similarly, when someone is tied with the rope, then he cannot move freely. He is tied up. He can do little movement, but not fully, completely like a liberated person, like a free person. The modes can also be considered or compared as the gear of the car. Once you choose one particular gear, you cannot immediately shift it. Means once you place the car on that specific gear, then your car is going to be driven with that same speed or pace. So these three different gunas which Krishna calls in Bhagavad Gita as Durottaya, extremely difficult to overcome. It's almost insurmountable. Unless and until Krishna comes in between and helps the living entity. So therefore he says, you surrender unto me. So all of us, we are influenced by these three modes of the material nature. More or less, all the time, every single moment of our life. In every single sphere, place, circumstances, in our dealings, relationship, our clothing, our behavior, everything is influenced by three modes. So in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna in the 14th chapter, he says that the three modes of the material nature are constantly fighting with each other. It's not that if one is on the mode of ignorance, he will be always in the mode of ignorance. The constant struggle between the three modes are happening. Sometimes the mode of passion takes the dominance and it keeps sattva-guṇ and tama-guṇ in the down position. And some other time the tama-guṇa, the mode of ignorance, can dominate and sattva and raja get subjugated. So similarly, the sattva-guṇ can also sometimes become predominant. So how the predominance comes? What is that verse? When sattva-guṇ predominates? Anybody remembers? Krishna says about illumination. Let me see. Prakashakam anamayam, what is that? Okay, sometimes the mode of goodness, yes, this is the one. Rajas tamascha vibhuya sattam bhavati bharata raja sattam tamaschaiva tamaha sattam rajas tatha. So sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way there is always competition for supremacy. So now, as a practicing devotee, what is our duty? Because we know from Bhagavad Gita that these three modes are not always static. They are dynamic and always trying to get supremacy over the other one. So what happens when sattva-guṇa is predominant? Sarvadareshu dehasmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vibridham sattam ityuta. The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Sarvadareshu dehasmin prakash upajayate. When there is prakash, when there is illumination, where? Sarvadareshu. All the gates of the body. So what does it mean? We know there are 9 gates of the body. So what does it mean? There will be illumination in the gates of the body, means there will be light on our nostril, our eyes and ears. Is that so? This is not. There is not literal illumination. Here Krishna is giving the metaphor of some illumination. For example, suppose this room is completely dark, and how many doors are there in this room? Only one door. So let's say the entire room is dark, and the pathway to enter into the room is also dark. There is no illumination. So who enters and who leaves the room, we do not know. Why? Because no illumination. So you don't know what is happening. So who is coming out, who is coming in and going out, we are completely unaware of it, because no illumination. So the doors of the body or the gateways of the body are illuminated by saying this, it means that there will be awareness who is entering and who is exiting. So when someone who is like some undesirable person is entering, what do? We shut the door off because we don't want that. And then if some favorite person comes, someone who we like or who we actually desire, then when he comes, we keep it wide open or we welcome it. So similarly, the awareness in all the body, in all the gates of the body appears. So means through these gates of the body, what kind of objects and conceptions, perceptions are coming in and going out should be monitored upon. If we do not monitor them properly, then it may cause disaster to the body, to the living being. So prakashakam, sarvadarishu prakashakam means there will be awareness. So sometimes people are aware what is happening. So this awareness of these three modes, this awareness of the mode of goodness is not mere being cognizant about who is entering, who is exiting, but also active action on that. You are aware and that you also act in the similar way, in that same direction. So when someone, let's see the two more verses about Rajagun and what happens in Rajagun. Lobha pravritti arambha karmanam ashama spriha rajashaitani jayante vibridhe bharatarshava. O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mood of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. What develops in the mood of goodness? Awareness, illumination. Jnanam yada yada viddat. So there is illumination and knowledge. Illuminated by knowledge. So this illumination is not illumination by the bulbs, electric bulb. Illumination by knowledge. And when in the mood of passion, when the mood of passion takes control, then symptom of mood of passion is taking control. These are the symptoms. Means what? When this happens with us, we should be careful. What is happening with us? Who is taking control over us right this moment? So when there is increase of passion, then symptom is attachment. Whenever there is attachment, we should know there is mood of passion is, of course, in the material things. Fruitive activity. The actions what we are doing, activities we are doing, is fruitive, with the expectation of the result. And intense endeavor, pravrittir arambha, lobha happens, greed, the pravritti, arambha, and the arambha is endeavor. We want to get involved into that too much to achieve something. Karmanam ashamaspriha, insatiable aspiration, desire. Spriha is okay, spriha is needed for the jivas to survive. Spriha should be there. But that spriha, when it becomes too much, then it transforms into mode of passion. For example, there is spriha of eating something. You are hungry, you feel hunger, then you have to eat. So there is spriha, let us go to the kitchen and get prasad in the prasad hall. So, but when we sit and then we swallow like a pig, then that's called mood of passion. Too much of eating. And out of greed. Lobha, spriha. So then it turns into mood of passion. And when there is the control of predominance of ignorance, then aprakasha pravritischa. You remember the word used in the sattva-guṇam? What is that? Prakash. Here, completely opposite. Aprakash. Aprakasha pravritischa. There is aprakash, darkness, and there is also apravriti. Aprakasha, apravriti. Pravriti was there in which one? Passion. And tamagun, as tamagun is completely opposite to goodness and opposite to passion also. Apravriti. Pramada moha evacha. Pramad is illusion. Doesn't know what to do, what not to do. Pramada moho. Pramad is madness, moho is illusion. Tamashi etani jayante vibridhe kurunandana. When tamagun takes control, then this happens. So let's understand this with an example. Like early in the morning, you sit with the bead bag to chant your Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily rounds, and the mood of goodness says that let me be attentive and chant and remember Krishna's name, and let me hear Krishna's name properly. And within a few seconds, mood of ignorance says, let's take some nap for 10 minutes and then again I will come back and chant. And all of a sudden, then mood of passion will say, hey, you cannot sleep because you have a lot of things to do. You have to take notes of what to do for the rest of the day. So then we engage ourselves in to-do list. And then again, after some time, we feel, no, I am a devotee, I should chant, I shouldn't cheat. Then mood of goodness again takes prominence. And then for next 2 minutes, it allows you to chant. Means you are on that gear then. Then with that gear you think, prakashakam, okay, I should chant. No. You have a clear thought, as it is said that svacchaṁ is clear thought. But why this svacchaṁ, what example we are giving, and this svacchaṁ in this verse is not same. Because this svacchaṁ is completely cleansed. This is shuddha sattam. But the other sattam, the other svacchaṁ is not totally svacchaṁ. It is getting cleansed, but not yet entirely cleansed, getting cleansed. In a glass of water, or say in a container of water, if there is some mud inside and then you constantly stir it, then what happens? You cannot see the reflection properly in the water. But once you stop stirring it, then the mud is still there because the water is still turbulent there. Even if you have stopped it, but it's still there. So even that time also it is disturbed. You cannot see the reflection. Once it is little, for some time you have left it alone, and then the water becomes stable, and then we can see things properly. But again, after a long period of time, when it is completely still, then it can reflect the best. So similarly, in the mood of goodness is like a transitory phase. This is not the ultimate destination. Being in the mood of goodness is not the ultimate destination. Because mood of goodness also has difficulties. Krishna says that it will also bind you with happiness and knowledge. Oh, I'm good, I'm better. So this is one of the very subtlest trap to catch the devotee with mood of goodness. So Mayadevi's last attack. Okay, because passion and ignorance is quite visible, easily detectable, and we can fight it. Again, another problem is that for many devotees, they do not know how to fight them or come over it, come over the influence of a specific mode. For many of us, we do the mistake that we allow the mode to control us. And then when we are completely subdued by that, then we try to control it. But by then it has been very late. Like morning when you try to get up, then the ignorance says, no, please lie down for a few more minutes. Put the alarm off and then you lie down. And the moment you put it off, then you have put the gear on the mode of ignorance. So then the car will definitely follow that mode. But if we would not do that, and we let ourselves to go through the mood of goodness, okay, let me get up, then actually grow through. Because we have allowed to go through, therefore we are growing through. So this is a matter of constant practice. One day or a certain period of time in the day, we are high in mood of goodness. Then we think, oh, now it is sufficient for me and I have become a good devotee. Why should I practice? Why do I need to be careful about ignorance and passion? I have already conquered them. But it is not like that. Again we will be entrapped by them. So there is a constant battle between these three modes. Therefore the devotees should also continue their constant battle against these three modes. And we will come up to mood of goodness, but mood of goodness is not our ultimate destination. It's only a transition. But destination is Shuddha Sattva, Vāsudeva stage. Let's say you want to fly to Vrindavan. So you take airplane from Calcutta to Delhi. And once you land in Delhi, you can't think that, okay, Delhi is my destination. Delhi can at most be your transition. From Delhi you take a cab and then you go to Vrindavan. So it will help us. Mode of goodness simply helps us to reach towards Shuddha Sattva because it is closest to Shuddha Sattva. But this material modes, this sattva-guṇ in the material arena is still dangerous. In Krishna consciousness, therefore it is a consciousness, pure consciousness is Krishna consciousness. All of us are always disturbed, have always been disturbed by ignorance and passion since time immemorial. We don't know that. And then when we come in touch of Krishna consciousness, devotees and Srila Prabhupada's books and all, then we know what is goodness. Then we know there is a mechanism to come over the ignorance and passion. Prior to that, prior to joining ISKCON, we did not even know what are the three modes. Now we know at least. And then we start our job. And then how it happens? So the modes of these three modes, it is called modes because it's like modus operandi, the way the material nature works with these three modes. So the modes actually binds us initially with the emotion and then gradually takes us to some desires. It is also mentioned in the purport, various desires. So first the emotion comes. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dhyato Vishayan Pungsha. Dhyato Vishayan Pungsha. So when we do the dhyan, we contemplate, then we feel that, oh, it's nice. So the moment you say it's nice, then we are emotionally weak to that. We have not yet desired for it, but we have started being emotionally weak for that. So, dhyayata vishayan pungsho, then shanga, then the attachment comes. Shanga is attachment, then the attachment comes. And what happens with this attachment? Shangasteshu pujayate, then shangat sanjayate kama. Next is desire. Then we start to desire. So therefore, when we are on the preliminary or the initial level, the beginning level of being subdued by these three modes, we have to strike right that moment. Because we are still on that emotional level, we have not yet desired for it. Once we desire, then finish. Then the gliding down starts, the process starts. So at the stage of contemplation, we have to cut it off. So therefore, sometimes we see the devotees, those who are little sincere, they try not to be emotional in every single cases. What does it mean? Are they not emotional? Do they not have emotions? They have. Having emotion and being emotional is a very subtle difference in that. Everyone has emotions, but not necessarily you have to be emotional. So then there is emotion, and then the devotees know, if I let my emotion go ahead, then one day it will ruin me. It will completely destroy me. So therefore they start taking action. So what are the actions we can take? First of all, this always give a constant push. For our own self, we give a constant push upwards towards the mode of goodness. So it is very sometimes it's very tricky, and it's a very difficult task. It's a very, I should say, it's a very tricky task to understand which mode I am now actually being controlled by. Sometimes, even in the devotional service, we don't know what is happening. And sometimes in the material activities, we don't know which mode actually the person is in. Because let's say a person who is a drunkard person, one who likes to drink. So, let's say three friends, they are going to a bar and they want to drink on that day. So, three of them are going towards the liquor shop. One of them is thinking, today I'll drink like anything and I'll be the happiest person in the world. So he is in which mode? Which mode? Ignorance, complete ignorance, because he's illusioned. Illusion is ignorance. His illusion, he thinks that I will become the happiest person by drinking. So his illusion. And the other person is thinking that let me drive very fast. Let me drive very fast, and as soon as I enter into the shop, I'll get the best one. And then I'll enjoy, I'll drink it, I'll enjoy, and then I'll become the most attractive to all the girls in the city. Because by drinking, I'll get energy, I'll become more attractive to them. So he is in mode of passion. And the other fellow is thinking, today let me take a break. I'll go with these two friends, I'll not drink today. I'll go there, I'll drink today. Or if they give, then I'll take a little sip. But I'll not become drunkard today. Today I'm not going to become drunkard. I'll come back home because I have so many assignments to do from my office. If I cannot complete my project, then my boss will fire me and I'll not get money. And at the end of the month, I'll not have money, I cannot enjoy my life. So all of these three are thinking about what? Enjoyment. All of them are thinking enjoyment. First one is enjoying in illusion. Second one is enjoying in passion. And third one is enjoying in looks like goodness. That I will not drink, I'll become little sober today because then otherwise I'll not get money. But ultimate destination is money, enjoyment. So all of them are actually in ignorance in one sense. And the action what they are taking, going to the liquor shop, is also ignorant. But within ignorance, there is little goodness, little passion, and gross ignorance. So similarly, it can also happen in the path of devotional service. I am being given some service from my authority. So there are three devotees, similarly, can think in three different angles. Somebody may think that, okay, let me do this service as a path of purification and let Krishna be happy with that. So he is in prakashakam, illuminated. He knows that why the service should be rendered. The other fellow is thinking that this is a very most demanding service in the temple. If I can do it, then I'll be on the top in the table. Everyone will see my name, that I have done it very nicely. And therefore I should become very attentive to details. So his attention, his awareness, seemingly goodness, is actually passion. Because he is trying to be aware to get the recognition and fame and name from the people, adoration. So he is in mood of passion. And the other person is thinking, anyway, if I don't do, some other person will anyway do, let me go and do something. Whatever I can, I will do, otherwise leave it like that. So you become in ignorance. So my point is to tell that action does not always determine which mode we are in. It is the intention behind the action. If the intention can also become influenced by three modes. Basically, intention gets motivated and then action gets also motivated. So sometimes seemingly spiritual activities, but it can also become tainted, distorted by three modes. So gradually, first we have to know that, and then with the gradual process we have to come up from ignorance. For example, let's say you are chanting, we are chanting, it happens with all of us in the early morning when we chant, or in the Bhagavatam class, what happens? We come with all preparation. Okay, today I'll make so many notes with pen and paper. We start like this, and then after some time, gone. So where is that? Previously it was like completely mood of goodness. Yes, very nice class. Yes, this point is very nice. And then you think of that point for some time, and the class goes for next 15 minutes, you are in that point only. And then you feel sleepy, and then in my mind I am thinking, yes, Prabhu, yes. Means half of my ear is hearing the class, and half of my consciousness is actually allowing the sleep to entertain me. Yes. So mode of ignorance has already. So now, if we are being controlled by mode of ignorance at that time, then what to do? As I said, strike at the beginning. So the moment you are feeling sleepy, then what? Being sleepy is in which mode? Ignorance. Then please come up to passion. Don't go for goodness immediately. Because goodness will be like this. You're writing, feeling sleepy. Let me sleep and remember some Radha Krishna Lila. So you are thinking that you are in mood of goodness. But what is happening actually? You will not remember Radha Krishna, you will not remember the class also. You will not hear the class also. So at that time, a little push towards passion may help you. So stop writing, get up, walk for 2 minutes, some practical, or if needed, then pinch yourself. It's hard. It's passionate activity, but still it may help you. And then once you are little settled up, then again you can continue. So similarly, when you chant, sometimes we feel very sleepy, and then say, when we are able to understand that I am slowly gliding towards ignorance, then I take another pillow. and then I continue my chanting, then what happens? You allowed ignorance, you have shifted your gear to ignorance, and you drive in that direction for next one and a half an hour. So when somebody says, Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, it's Darshanarati time. Oh, yes. Is your chanting finished? Yeah, complete. In meditation, your chanting is completed. You're feeling sleepy. So what we should do at that time? Get up, be a little passionate. This passionate is not to absorb in the passion, but be a little active. Therefore, sometimes we see devotees, they do like this. But too much of this is not good. Then again, you will be one time passionate. So a little push is needed, but not too much. And then again, we should know that okay, I'm trying to chant on my beads. This is the service given by my Guru Maharaj. This is also for my inner purification, cleansing of my heart. So let me be attentive. So therefore, sometimes we can also stop. I think that's the practice our Prabhus do every day while chanting. Sometimes call the devotees and talk for some time, Krishna Katha, and then tell them about the glories of chanting, and then again they chant. That's a very good technique. So in this way, we should this is our process to go. Our destination is to go to pure goodness, not to remain in goodness also. Because if we always remain in goodness, then the lower drives again will pull us down. So therefore, this is one method, and the other one is there are several things we can do. So this is self-motivation, and then this motivation should also be done in a positive environment. Let's say this same example of taking care of yourself while chanting, you are practicing it alone at your room. How difficult it is. But if you do the same practice in the association of some serious chanters, then it will be very nice. They will help you sometimes. Prabhu, Hare Krishna, they will help you. So we have to practice that. And then when we are doing that, we should also be consciously under the guidance of some advanced devotees who can help me to give that push. If my car is not working with the self-start, then there is some devotees, some persons, you will see when this car is not starting, they will go behind, boom, 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 and then they try, and then the car starts. But if you again think that all the time somebody will push your car, then again you are in mood of ignorance. You push and I don't try. How will this happen? Car does not start like that. 3 persons are pushing behind and you are also trying to start. And then once it is started, then go. So, being under the guidance of some devotee does not mean that every single day will go, hey, what are you doing? No, it's not like that. Every single minute will come and say. Means learning from his teachings and practicing in my life, and if needed, then we take some guidance. So this is what Srila Rupa Goswami says in Upadeshamrita. Tannam rupa charita adi sukirtananusmrita kramena rasana manushi niyojya. So mind and tongue should be engaged. That's our effort, endeavor. And then Tishthon Braje, in the association of positive-minded devotees, and also Tadanuragi Jananugami, under the guidance of someone who is attached to Krishna. Kalam nayed akhilam itupadesham. In this way you should continue your life. You should pass the time. So in that way, when we are associating with the devotees who are at least on the mood of goodness, at least, if we can get the association of some exalted devotees, that's nice, but we should also be a little careful, because someone who is on the mood of, someone who is on the Shuddha Sattva platform, Vasudeva platform, as a Mahabhagavat may behave something which you may not like. Because I am in the lowest mode. Say for example, passion or ignorance. And somebody is very high, then I cannot reach him. So better somebody who is little close to me, little advanced than me, then I can associate. Then from him I can learn, from that person we can learn that how to act, we observe them that how they are taking different actions and steps to defeat the modes. And in that way, when our heart will become cleansed, it's completely cleansed. Yat tat sattva-guṇaṁ svacchaṁ śāntaṁ bhagavataḥ padam. Then the person becomes śānta. This śānta, outwardly many people look śānta, very śānta. But internally, I am doing this because let me get some admiration from people, some worship. People who worship me, I am very... this external śānta, the actual śānta, one who is really śānta, he has become śānta, or that person has become śānta because there is no more material desires. No more material desires. All the material desires prashamita. There is no more material, no hankering for material things. Therefore he is śānta. So this material desires will be completely gone when we are in mode of goodness first, and then gradually from goodness to pure goodness. Tada rajastamo bhava kamo lobhadayasya je cheto itairana viddham sthitam shatte prasidati. That shatta is pure goodness. Then there is chitta is not viddha. It's not mixed with any other things. So the process is constant hearing and chanting Krishna Katha, chanting Krishna's name, hearing Krishna Katha, and follow these regulated principles given by our acharyas with the sincere desire, with the sincere aspiration to attain the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That will help us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hare. We have... Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So you concluded with that devotional service beginning with hearing and chanting is the solution. But then we read that this process of devotional service is also performed in three modes of material nature. It will come.
I didn't get your question.
This practice of devotional service, this is also done in three modes of material nature. So again, there is same challenge actually. So at the end of this chapter of 14, Krishna gives solution, Mam Chayo Avivicharena. So how to come to this platform? Who is qualified for this platform of Avivichari Bhakti?
See, Avivchari Bhakti here is not Ahituki Bhakti. So we may get confused with that. Krishna says Avivchari. Avivchari is that intentionally he does not do anything detrimental for his spiritual life. And he is constant in his practices with consistency, and he is constant. So that's Avivchari. And intentionally does not do anything harmful for his devotional life. But it does not necessarily mean that bhakti has already become ahoitika apratihata. So ahoitika apratihata is really very high stage. But Avivcharini is not that much difficult. So we can become consistent and continuous. So as you said that how to come up to that stage, let's follow what Krishna says and we give the rest to Krishna. Let Krishna will take care. If we always think of how, and then we lose the perspective. The perspective is to please Krishna, not to how to get to the next level. That's not our purpose. Our purpose is to please Krishna, and then pleasing Krishna will purify us. Through that purification, we will be auto-transferred. Auto-transferred by saying it does not mean that it will happen automatically now. This automation is from Krishna's side, not from our side, not from Guna's side. Okay, the Gunas are, the Maya Devi is very pleased, okay, you go to the next stage now. Krishna will do that. So, Avivcharini, Mam Chayo Avivcharini Bhakti. You will read that purport, you will understand it's not similar to Ahituki Bhakti. Okay, so we'll... More questions? Should we get off the asana and answer, Prabhu? Okay, last. As you say, boss.
Thank you so much for the class, Prabhu. Prabhu, when it comes to unwavering of the mind, unsteadiness, So is it also very much to do with the influence of the three modes?
The unsteadiness of mind?
Yeah.
Yes. That's basically for mood of passion. Because passion always keeps us passionate. So passionate is complete opposite of steadiness. Person one who is unsteady, the person who is passionate, he cannot be steady. So, as Srila Prabhupada also writes in Bhagavad Gita purports, in the 14th chapter, that the material world, the people in the material world mostly influenced by mode of passion. So therefore there is unsteadiness.
So as long as one is in the material world, these three modes will be active. Or is there any stage where it disappears or anything?
It will be active until you reach the platform Shuddha Sattva Vāsudeva stage. Even if we are in the mode of goodness, but sometimes there will be also passion.
Thank you.
Every single moment we are influenced by the three modes. Every single moment in the day. Therefore, coming up to the stage of Vāsudeva is so important. It is unavoidable actually. Once the heart is like Vāsudeva, then Krishna will be appeared there. Just like Vasudeva, Krishna's father, Vāsudeva comes from Vasudeva because his heart was completely cleansed. So no worries, with the process of sincere, pure devotional service, we can go up to that stage. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.